Welcome to DC Direct. I'm Lionel Donovan. Here in this show, we try to talk about some of the bigger stories, but we want to hear from you. So follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at TRT World, and use the hashtag DC Direct to be a part of the conversation and let us know what you think. In today's show, we're talking about Uber and the rise of the gig economy. Shoná Barnes is one of many around the country who signed on to the ride-sharing app Uber. Like many, Shoná wanted to make some extra money.
I was in between jobs and I was always taking friends places, and he was like, well, why don't you go ahead and make money doing it? And I laid around for a bit and didn't do it, and then May 2016, I was like, okay, let me go ahead. Signed up, got bit by the bug, and been driving ever since.
Shoná is part of a growing movement here in the U.S. where instead of a typical 9-to-5 job, people are taking on short-term projects or temporary stints of employment, like driving a taxi for a company like Uber, as a main source of income. And it's starting to catch on. This shift in the labor force has been collectively dubbed the gig economy.
The gig economy is a new way to work in this economy, and it means that workers do not have a clear employee-employer relationship. What they do is they have contingent work. You know, it's basically on a day-to-day or on a project-by-project basis.
According to a 2018 study, almost 16 million people in the U.S. are in the gig economy full-time, and over a third of them are millennials. The Department of Labor classifies these workers as independent contractors, meaning they're not entitled to benefits like health insurance from their employers.
Because they may be classified as independent workers or independent contractors, they are not even covered by minimum wage laws. So therefore, they may not receive minimum wages. And that is the primary downside of working in the gig economy. Lack of benefits, very low pay, related to the minimum work hours that people are able to get through this type of employment.
But it seems like more and more of these contractors are willing to accept that trade-off. The study also stated that fewer contractors wouldn't want to go back to a traditional job, and around 1 in 5 of them have reported earning an annual salary of $100,000 or more.
Working in corporate America, it's not conducive for especially someone who's operating as a single parent. You have young children, and they have field trips they want you to participate in. You want to have dinner with your family, but you might have to work overtime. It's just a lot of different things. They're sick, you got to call out, you know, and do that one too many times, or you end up out of a job. It's one of those things where, okay, well, what can I do to still make ends meet?
But despite the perks and potential to make money in the gig economy, some aren't so happy with the way corporations are taking advantage of this new labor force. This week, Uber drivers switched off the app and protested in cities across the U.S. So where are their frustrations coming from? Let's hear from them.
The main claim that we've been pursuing is that the drivers are misclassified as independent contractors, when really, under the law, they're employees and they're entitled to the rights and the protections of employees.
When I started, we used to drive between 30 to 40 hours, and you could make an average 2,000. Right now, to make that same amount of money, you have to drive at least 70 to 80 hours.
What we expect is to create visibility and to create a movement that will effectively bring change in the future.
Biggest complaint out of everything is we do the hard work. We do the driving, we deal with the traffic, we deal with You know, everything hard out in the road, we deal with good people, we deal with bad people. All we want is for better pay.
And as more people look to gigs to supply their income, Shoná hopes that companies will adjust to accommodate this emerging labor force.
It's hard because, yeah, they're not supposed, it's a gig and you're an independent contractor. At the same time, companies, in this day and age and how things work, even corporate companies are hiring independent contractors. Why? Because it's cheaper. So it should definitely be something that they take into consideration when, like for instance with Uber and Lyft, with the mileage rates and things like that, there are people that are actually using this for their full-time income.
Well, that's our time here on DC Direct. Thanks for watching, and please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at TRT World, and use the hashtag DC Direct to let us know what you think about gigs versus jobs. Until next time, I'm Lionel Donovan.